The views and comments expressed on the following radio program by its hosts and their guests do not necessarily reflect the views of rmconair.com or its affiliates. Listener discretion is advised.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to the Urban Autism Network. I'm your host, Tiffany Turner-Dukes.
And I'm your co-host, Meiko Perez.
And today we're going to be talking about fundraisers, which I love to get involved in and I love to support. And we're also going to be talking about, we just have some updates and some really strong resources to deliver today. And also a couple of guests calling in that have also some resourceful information for everyone who's listening. So, Meiko, how was your week?
It's been a long week. I know I woke up this morning and I said, what day is it? Who am I? Mm-hmm. Joey missed the bus yesterday.
Oh, no.
And so I got home in the afternoon and I realized Joey was still there. And I thought, oh, my God, this kid is completely off his schedule. Mm-hmm. And he was pretty much off his schedule. And it was a long afternoon. I was so happy when his nurse showed up or when my daughter came home from school. And I said, help, So it's I'm always grateful for every day of the week. And every hour on the hour. This has been a tough week, but I was actually able to pull it through. And back to normal.
I heard that.
Keep it pushing.
That's what you gotta do. That's what you gotta do. This week for me, it was more of a it was a cram week for me, like super cram. Like we didn't even really get to talk this week because we were both just really crammed. And last night I got to just get a breath of fresh air. I went to my favorite spot. I went to the Zen Lounge, and I went to Indie Nights, and that was really good projects. They were promoting, and I was really tripping off how just word of mouth, like every week it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and it's just something to do. The ambiance is cool, it's just like really relaxing and refreshing. So I had a pretty refreshing evening because I had such a hectic week. So I had to just really do it and just breathe, you know what I mean? And I'm glad I did. And also, Amari had his IEP last week. Mm-hmm. And today, Joey has his IEP.
Yes, I will be rushing out of here, jumping on the 405.
Good luck. I was on that this morning. Oh, my goodness. Well, you know, at the time you're going, you'll be fine.
Yeah. No, the difference between Joey's IEP now and Joey's IEP 5 years ago, I didn't have to retain 2 attorneys. This week.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah.
I feel
that is a big difference.
I feel really comfortable walking in there myself. I feel like I've been through the trenches when it comes through IEP meetings. But I'm like I was discussing earlier, I'm about the best quality of life for my son.
That's right.
And I have completely turned around how I approach IEP meetings, and actually it's helped me to help other parents that reach out to me regarding IEPs and how difficult that they may be. I try to bring the simple survival tactics of Joey's mom to help them out. And I had to go through those trenches so I could feel good now about going to an IEP meeting at 1:30 and feeling very good.
That's awesome. That's awesome. When you go to an IEP, which stands for Individual Education Plan meeting, it's just really
tense.
You're right, and you're wondering because then you get to see the benchmarks and if they've been met, if they've been met or if they've exceeded them, and
you try not to take it personal,
right?
You try not to, and that's one of the things that I teach parents when they walk in there. You are the boss.
That's right.
This is a team meeting, but you're the boss.
That's right.
You're the boss when you walk in there, and it's okay to disagree. Disagree calmly. Go to your happy place, because you don't have to sign that IUP. But also I try to parents as well, be realistic. You know, if you don't come in there with 10 issues, come in there with 3. And then take it step by step. You know, there's so many things that you can do in an IUP meeting. You can continue, but you can, it's the IUP meeting is at your, you use it to your advantage.
That's right.
And I've made IUP goals as simple as Joey kicking a ball. You know, he may be doing something at home, and I really just try to incorporate real situations. I mean, I've had them tell me things that he may have been able to do, but wasn't a priority and didn't warrant being a goal. And so I'm not walking into this meeting today ready to attack, which is a really good feeling, Yeah, I'm like, I got to stop by his school and talk. And, like I said last week, that has to do with just having a relationship and feeling confident in the place that he's in right now.
That's so true.
Yeah. So it's just a part of my Thursday.
Yeah, it is. And there's some... You know what? When I went to Amari's IEP meeting, I got some really good ideas from the principal, who seemed to be really involved, which is kind of rare.
Yeah.
We were talking about how when you're comfortable with when you have a good staff and you have good, support, you want your child to stay there forever.
Right.
And at first I wasn't feeling like that with this school, but when I saw how emotionally involved this principal was, and how much he actually cared about not just my son's education.
Well, it goes back to the statistic: one out of 50 boys.
Yeah.
And one. It goes back to the new CDC. Everyone is affected by autism right now.
That's
so
right.
If you are, it's, for me, that compassion from a principal means they have a special needs child in their family, and so it's starting to become more and more common.
It definitely is. It definitely is. But then when you find, even though there's the common factor, there's not everyone is as involved or even has that much compassion to get involved as they should. Right. We have, especially with schools, it's just like, they get so burnt out and tired of being fussed at, by parents, and it's their fault. They get blamed a lot, and so they get totally turned off when it comes to the special needs category.
Right.
But this principal seems to be really involved, and he gave me some things to try at home with Amari. He gave me some really cool, I'll dig those out after break and I'll share, but he gave me some really cool things to do with Amari at home, and I was just like, who does that? Like, I mean, really, do they really leave you with tools? And no, they give you your rights as parent. They do the formal, step one, step done. They don't really say, hey, you know what, I printed this out and this could help you. Like, this principle is really, really cool. And I'm like, really, reading it to Amari, and Amari's processing it. I'm like, look, this is what your principal, he's like, really? Like, he's excited about it because he's thinking his principal gave him homework, and he's excited about that too. Yeah,
he has that human connection with his principal.
Yes, he does.
Which is really cool.
It is.
I mean, it just, again, it just goes to show you that autism, is a national epidemic.
Right.
And, in the workforce, in the educational setting, and just, as human, the human connection, autism may actually be, the reason why so many people are starting to connect and to have that I relate.
That's so true.
I relate to what you're going through, and I mean, it's starting to, the tables are starting to turn. As more children are being diagnosed, and you can definitely, I can feel the wave of compassion, with even going out in public, or even people are starting to be a lot more helpful these days, and I would have to think that it was because they have a special needs child that was just diagnosed. So, for what it's worth, autism has made me a better parent.
Oh,
autism has made me a better person. I come from quite a conservative background, but I've been able to survive in the cannabis community very well. So it's tough. It's tough, but it is getting better, and I do think that once we embrace autism, then the party really starts.
Yeah, it really does. And then also just getting involved. Those of you who are out there that are not involved with any type of awareness, not it could be autism, it could be lupus, it could be cancer awareness. Get involved with something that you're not familiar with and support. And being that autism, I understand we have pre-existing conditions and diseases and things like that, but autism, it being an epidemic, it's, really, you should be getting involved, getting out there, educating yourself on, look up the word autism, and then look up autism spectrum disorder, ASD. Just educate yourself on what these things could mean, because with these new statistics, and they're getting higher and higher, because when Amari was diagnosed, it was 1 in 86. Now it's 1 in 50. Well, 1 in 30 boys now. So with this happening, you might want to educate yourself, because what this means is that if it's not you, someone, it's
your neighbor,
right?
It's your cousin,
exactly.
It's your coworker. It's I've had some friends of mine ask me, well, how is it diagnosed? Or I think I know a family that has their child's not being. How do I help them?
Right.
And just by asking those questions, you're helping.
And I had a friend, I have a friend, and she, when Amari was going through, when I was losing him between the age of 2 and 2.5, she has a brother who is on the spectrum. He's high functioning, but he struggles with like tantrums and behavioral problems. But anyways, she was saying because she experienced that, and she's also a special needs aide. That's what she ended up going to the profession of being an aide, because she has the patience and the love for children that way. But she came to me, and when I was losing Amari, and she said, I don't know how to tell you this, but your son reminds me of my brother when he was little. And I know what her brother has. I knew he had autism, and I didn't know what was going on with Amari. I had heard about autism, but because she compared the behaviors, the patterns, the rituals,
I can walk into a grocery store right now
and totally tell
and say, "Oh my God, I hope they caught this," or
right?
But because it's flying off the charts, so are the resources.
That's right.
I was reading an article earlier this morning where the regional centers are just slammed right now. The regional centers are slammed.
If you call now,
autism
you don't even get an appointment. It takes about 3 months to get an assessment right now.
Yeah.
That's how bad it is.
So because of that, reaching outside the box is really why we have this show. Why we started this show, because there's so many. The resources and the funding, it's completely just it's falling apart.
It is,
and it's overwhelming for the school systems. It's overwhelming for the health systems. They don't know how. It's at such an alarming rate right now that we need to build that community. We need to be that village.
Yes, we do, and we are. Yeah. We are, because I remember, like I said, when she told me he's acting like my brother, he reminds me of my brother, I didn't know how to receive it. She was trying so hard not to offend me,
right? But
I'm dealing with my son slipping away, not knowing what's going on with him, and then I'm telling his doctor something's wrong. They're like, there's not, and I'm hearing the doctors say he's fine, but I'm hearing my girlfriend saying, you know what? You might want to try this. And because she was exposed to it, she was able to actually help me,
right,
and actually tell me what what to demand from, what kind of referrals to demand from the pediatrician
Right.
to have him assessed properly.
Right.
From a neurologist to an audiologist, make sure his hearing is properly, if he's hearing correctly, and then to the child psychologist.
Yeah.
And then it was like, okay.
Yeah.
See, I had to take a huge detour, but that's okay because, like I said, I had a friend who was educated and who was familiar with it and actually spoke up. And that's what we need to do too, because
we need to speak out.
We
need
do.
to. I mean, we definitely need to. If we see anything or it's kind of a code. I mean, because I actually remember after I did Good Morning America, and I was in Walmart shopping, and I saw a parent, and she looked at me, and I looked at her, and she had tears in her eyes, and I said, "Oh my God, it's the code." We don't speak freely.
No.
It's the code. She knew exactly, and she just stood there, and I just kind of walked by and rubbed her back and or touched her, let her know that I acknowledged that she knew me, and it's that type of human spirit I think autism is bringing out in families right now.
Definitely. Well, right now we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to be discussing fundraisers. Thank you for tuning in. Stay tuned.
Hey, are you tired of those same old energy drinks with bad taste? Make a switch to Pit Bull Energy Drink with a guaranteed no aftertaste. Pit Bull offers more energy with ginseng and vitamins B6 and B12. With a ginger ale lemon lime flavor, Pit Bull meets the consumer's demand for better tasting and healthier energy products with a guaranteed no aftertaste. Make a switch to Pit Bull Energy Drink. Pit Bull offers more energy with ginseng and vitamins B6 and B12. With a ginger ale lemon lime flavor, Pit Bull meets the consumer's demand for better tasting and healthier energy products. For more information on Pit Bull energy drinks, bars, and mixes, visit their website at hiphopbev.com. That's hiphopbev.com. Online orders available at hiphopbev.com.
Good morning, and thank you for tuning in. You're listening to the Urban Autism Network. I'm your host, Tiffany Turner-Dukes.
And co-host, Meiko Perez.
Before we went on break, we were just discussing dealing with autism and how to recognize it and, really how to just let people know if they're not aware, how to invite them into the awareness about autism and to recognize it, understand it, and embrace it and give back in the community. And right now we're going to we have a caller, and her name is Lynn, and we're going to be talking about fundraisers. And Lynn has some really, really good ideas and some good things that she's involved with. Lynn, are you on the line?
Yes, I am.
Hi, Lynn.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning, and thank you so much for tuning into the Urban Autism Network.
Thank you for having me. And as well on the phone, I have Taisha Walton. She has a fundraiser that she'll be doing at the consignment store here coming up. And so I wanted to share this opportunity with her as well.
Hi,
Awesome.
welcome.
Hi, Taisha.
No, thank you.
Okay, so let's get into what it is that you do with the consignment store. Let's get into those details because it was interesting when I met you.
Yes, definitely. We are a consignment store that's been open about 1.5 years now, and what we do on every item that is sold in the store, a percentage of the proceeds will go to an organization or a foundation that the consignor that brought in the item name. So it's not the store has one focus, be it, cancer or diabetes, but we focus on everything because there's so much out there with need, just as autism. And just as Tanisha's foundation, which is a ray of hope, and it helps young ladies from the ages of 12 to 18 that have been abused or neglected or at-risk young ladies. And I brought her on today because we do have a coming up event at the store. But the way that our store works is every piece of item that is sold here, a portion goes to the foundation, a portion to the owner of the article that brought it in, and a portion to the store because we have to keep the lights on, of course.
Right.
Now, in addition to that, we have a greater focus in the store that's a give back, and that is with our celebrity wall, which we call Lovable Leftovers. And we have articles that have been brought in from the likes of Kiki Shepard, we have Lunel, we have Vanessa Bell Calloway, Melina Gay, Robbie Reed, Niecy Nash, some members of the Fifth Dimension, as well as Holly Robertson Pete, which I know is a autism supporter because of her child. And so whenever any of those items off of the wall sells, 50% goes to the foundation and 50% to the store, because all of our celebrities do have things in their closet that they can no longer wear. Maybe they've been photographed in it or seen in it, and so they can't wear it anymore. So some of those pieces they bring into the store, and when we sell them, a portion goes to their foundation and a portion to the store.
And where is your store located?
My store is located in the city of Inglewood. The address is 1205 North La Brea, and again, in the city of Inglewood. And where it's located is 3 blocks north of Centinela.
Okay. And do you also have a website?
We do, and the website is @lls.com. I'm sorry, @llshop.com.
Okay.
Okay.
At llshop.com. Got it.
Thank you so much. And I got her name wrong earlier. I'm so sorry, Tanisha. I called you Taisha about 3 minutes ago. Sorry about that, Tanisha. And what is it that you wanted to bring to the table today?
I think, first of all, I think that's Lynn's nickname for me. It is Taisha.
Oh, okay.
We're getting personal today.
Well, Miss Lynn has been very influential in helping me to gain so much empowerment with what it is I'm doing. I actually moved here 5 years ago from Chicago, and I don't have much family and friends because I just don't. They're all back in Chicago. But Miss Lynn stepped in when I had no one else and nowhere else to go, and offered her consignment shop and do that. We have definitely developed a very close friendship. She's my mentor, in other words. The fundraiser will be bringing awareness to human trafficking and teenage prostitution. I am actually a teacher at a juvenile facility here in L.A., where most of my girls, I would say 6 out of every 10, have been involved in the trade. I teach special ed, and I'm currently receiving my certification in autism and autism spectrum disorder, which is awesome because I'm learning so much and how to deal with a family member in my family as well that has that is autistic. So the fundraiser, we're also doing a teddy bear drive where we're collecting teddy bears for another group home, which houses young ladies between the ages of 11 and 18 who are with child or who have already had the babies. A ray of hope was derived from a student of mine. Her name was Ray. And she inspired me just as much as she said I've inspired her. Mm-hmm. So when I bought this to Ms. Lynn just to go in and shop for some of her fabulous shoes that she has there, we ended up crossing paths, and she just wholeheartedly opened her arms and everything, her store, to this cause. Mm-hmm. So we will be celebrating a masquerade meet and greet. And the young ladies, actually, I give them so much input. They have entitled this masquerade meet and greet, Our Emotions, Secrets, and Sins. Because they say this is what they're hiding, where they're out here walking these streets, prostituting. And my youngest young lady has actually been 13 years old.
Wow.
The event will be, like I said, to bring awareness to this and to raise funds to open a group home which will specialize in empowering these young ladies, just these type of young ladies, because here at my juvenile facility, we have a host of young ladies who have committed different types of crimes, but nothing is focused on this. And when they leave here, if they have nowhere else to go, they go back to what they know how to do that.
Well, I am definitely impressed with this consignment concept with the fundraising. I think this is something that needs to Lynn, I think you need to be, I'm going to contact a couple of newspapers, because this concept that you have come up with, that you have created, I think should be across the board.
Oh,
Definitely.
thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that.
I mean, because I always say it takes a village. And you are definitely, walking in that purpose with this consignment concept that you have for fundraising. So this is our community, and we need to take care, whether it be autism, whether it be, empowering young women. We all play a part, and this consignment concept is at the heart of it.
Isn't
and
it?
Thank you so much. Thank you.
When I met Lynn at the Zen Lounge on a Tisha Tuesday.
What?
Yes, I did. And
I gotta get to the Zen Lounge.
You have to. I'm telling you. I mean, it was just, we were enjoying the ambiance, and then we just started to network. And then when she told me, I mean, it was really loud, but when she was talking to me, I can hear what she was saying, and I said, I cannot wait to call her and really find out what this is about. And I knew your wheels would start turning as soon as you.
Yeah,
that's why I couldn't wait to bring her on. I couldn't wait, Lynn. I couldn't wait to bring you on the show, because I think that you have a lot to offer and to deliver. We really like what you're doing. Like I when you said it, I know I was kind of just subtle about it, but I was really extremely excited to hear what you were involved in and how you went about it, and I couldn't wait to share with Meiko.
These type of projects need to be put at the forefront.
Yes, they do.
These types of projects need to be on the front page. And I strongly feel that, I will do whatever I need to do to make sure that there is an article written about this concept.
Thank you. Wow, thank you. It's been one of my passions to do. I've been one of those people that you hear about people, Katrina or the disasters, 9/11, and you want to reach out and touch and help someone when these things go on. And I said, if I ever was to open up a store, I'm going to have my store to where it's a give back store, and I'll make sure I'm always able to give back, because we all have an overabundance of what we really, really need, and so I just always want to reach out and give back. And I said, when I create the mission for my store, it's going to include a give back, and of course I'm forcing others to give back,
Right.
and as well as myself.
Yes.
And so everyone that brings something in here, they have to list on their application which organization their percentage is going to go to.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of how it all arrived. And then I said, just about every celebrity, either they have a foundation or they're affiliated with a foundation. And so hence where I started soliciting to celebrities to bring their things in, because of course they also have an overabundance of clothes. We see them on TV, and they're wearing all these designer gowns and things, and what do they do with them after? And because I'm located in the community, it also serves a part of giving the community an opportunity to own maybe an item that they may have not been able to own before.
Right, and Inglewood should be presenting you with something.
Seriously.
the city council, because it's this is definitely one of the concepts that they could take on a much broader. They could take this throughout the city. This is you, just with this consignment concept, you could be that gem of Inglewood.
Wow.
And I definitely feel like, and that's why I feel strongly that more people need to know about the consignment store and what you're doing.
Thank you.
Because in our village, it's about paying it forward.
Exactly.
Right.
And so, I want to hear good stories. I don't want to hear, this is one of those stories that needs to be told.
Yes. And
And also, I like what Tanisha is doing. We were just talking about the awareness and how close autism is, and how it's it's so common. Here she is involved with giving back to something that's totally different than what it is that she specializes in.
Right.
You know what I mean? So she's involved with different types of awareness and involved with, fundraising and supporting. And, I love, Tanisha, I love what you're doing.
Thank you.
I love what you're doing also. I mean, I wasn't, when you gave us your background on, and then you flipped it, and you were like, yeah,
autism.
Right. Yeah. I was just like, oh, wow. But, that just, Tanisha's involved. Tanisha is raising awareness, and more than just one cause. She's really doing her thing. Tanisha, thank you so much.
And before this call is over, we are all going to get her name right.
Taisha.
Is it Taisha?
Taisha.
I messed it up.
Okay, Taisha. Okay. I take it all back, Taisha. I'm sorry.
Do over.
It was right first, and then I corrected my right to wrong, and now wow. And I said it like 11 times.
That was me, Lynn. It's all love, though. I love her.
It's definitely, and the focus, it still remains the same.
Yes, it does.
Actually.
So paying it forward. Thank you so much. I look forward to doing my part and making sure that the consignment store gets the much needed publicity.
Great. And I would love for you ladies to stop in and see the store.
Oh, okay, definitely.
Yes, definitely.
I'm in.
And I'll shoot you the information on the fundraiser that's coming up, A Ray of Hope.
Okay.
Oh, awesome. And maybe we can, maybe we can get involved with something like that.
Yeah, I definitely want to get involved.
Yeah.
I am. Lynn, I'm involved already.
Okay, great. I love it.
Count us in. Thank you so much. And one more time before we take a break, can you give us your information on how people can contact you?
Yes, it is LL's Consignment. We're located at 1205 North La Brea, and that is just 3 blocks north of Centinela on La Brea in the city of Inglewood. And my website is at llsshop.com. And our phone number is 310-673-0988. And I'd like for Taisha to say when her event is here at the store.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you, Lynn.
Date of your event here at the store.
Oh,
and the
okay.
time.
Our masquerade, meet and greet, emotions, secrets, and sins will be held at LL Consignment on Friday, June 7th from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. And we also have a website, and it is www.imsk4.com, and it stands for I'm My Sister's Keeper.
Wow.
Well, thank you so much for sharing all of your information with us this morning.
For having us today.
Yes.
Yes, thank you so much. Oh, we're so getting involved right now. Thank you. Thank you, ladies. You guys are awesome, and have a very prosperous week. And we're going to take a quick break. Thank you for tuning in. Stay tuned. Good morning, everyone. Thank you. Welcome back, and thank you for tuning in. You're listening to the Urban Autism Network. I'm your host, Tiffany Turner-Dukes.
And I'm your co-host, Meiko Hester Perez.
And today before we went on break, we had the blessing of Lynn and Taisha. I won't mess her name up this time. Taisha, who are involved with, Lynn has a consignment store in Inglewood, and the way she has it set up is that you can get, when you purchase something, it's linked to giving back. And she's basically a sewer, and Tanisha also has, I said it wrong again. Taisha also has a way that she gives back, and she's in the autism community, and she gives back with her masquerade event that she'll be holding at the consignment store.
You know, I love autism, but I also love events like, you know, empowering girls.
Oh yeah.
And you know, to me, even in my own home, you know, everything that I do with my daughter, you know, I try to be the best role model for her, and I really. You know, I really like when I hear programs that are just for girls or programs that are just empowering in general. Autism is here to stay. It's going to be here forever. you know, and, you know, no treatment. There's no cure, and I don't believe we're anywhere near close to a cure.
Right.
You know, every child is different, and every treatment, as far as I'm concerned, works.
Yes.
You know, and I love. You know, I love reaching out to people that are doing the paying it forward. That's very important for me, and it's very important that as a community that we find something to pay forward. You know, it definitely helps you with compassion for others. So. You know, thank you, Lynn and
Yes.
Taisha, for giving us that information, because you know, it definitely, like I said, it takes a village, and so the more people that we are able to reach out to, the more that we're going to be able to help, you know, a family, or help be able to provide that type of hope and relief. So.
So we have our next guest, our caller that is on the line. Is she?
You know, I'm either giving her the wrong phone number, or
Okay.
She's that's hilarious.
Okay. Well, in the meantime, the number is 323. If you're listening.
Oh, yeah. Here we go. That might be it.
If you're listening, the number is 323 965 1600. That's 323 965 1600. To our caller who
She should be
may
calling.
be having technical difficulties.
Now that she
in
has
getting
the
in.
right phone number.
Oh, okay. Okay. That was the discrepancy. That was what the
You know
eight.
how many
It's the
numbers I
eight.
saw yesterday in court? You know how many?
That always happens. It's the 815.
I'm giving her
instead of the
like.
915.
I'm like, this number looks really familiar.
Okay, in the meantime, I want to let everybody know what I'll be doing this evening. I will be at Rooftop 3100 at Vanessa Williams' birthday party. And if you'd like to be in attendance and you would like to come, I strongly suggest that you email me at Tiffany's Turn, TIFFANYSTURN @gmail.com. Email me at Tiffany's Turn @gmail.com, and I will confirm you and see that you can get in there and hang out like wet clothes with me and my team and my mentors and my motivators. We're going to have a really good epic evening. And if you want to make tonight your Friday, I strongly suggest that you go. You'll have an amazing time. You'll meet some really amazing
And isn't
people.
Thursday the new Friday?
You know what it is? It really is. It is the new Friday. And tonight's event, I'm excited about. First of all, I got the memo to go to the mall and pick something up. So if someone says, you know, oh yeah, you're gonna go, but then just like, you know, make sure you're like, don't wear anything you already took a picture in. And that means it's gonna be a pretty epic event. It means it's gonna be pretty big. You don't want to miss it. Come out, and just experience something different. Rooftop 3100 is a really cool venue. It is what it says. It's on a rooftop. Yeah, and
I feel so like I need to get out. I need to.
You do.
I do. But I enjoy living through you.
Oh, you're so funny. Not the vicarious. We're going to have to fix that. I'm serious. I'm going to be on your toot starting next week. No excuses. Even if I have to come body drag you, I body drag too. I will come to your hood where they do the most good and get you. And no, you need to really, these, when I go to Rooftop and I go to Zen, those are like my two favorite venues right now in LA. What it is like, I like the social atmosphere, but I like just really coming together with, like I said, my business partners, and then I meet people that meet people, and they find out about the show. They're excited. And like I said, I met Lynn. It just becomes like the networking, and just like the plugs just start warming up and start coming in, and just it feels good. You feel so good. You don't feel all pooped and partied out when you're done with an event like that. Or you experience an event like that. You feel good, you feel refreshed, you feel like you accomplished something, and you know that you've gotten more networks and connects to really help and give back.
Uh-oh, I did it again.
What happened? Oh, here we go with the number thing.
Yeah, you know what? The case I had yesterday, I had to deal with a lot of numbers.
So you're stuck on them?
I've given her the wrong number 7 times already.
Oh my goodness. We are completely sorry about that.
There she is
on the line. Sorry for the discrepancies. Welcome to the Urban Autism Network. Can you, Jenny?
Yes, hello?
Jenny, you know what? I'm so sorry. I work very, very hard. And I was looking at these numbers, and I'm looking. I'm like, oh my God, I did it again.
Well, that's okay. We got it now,
And
good.
Jenny, this is Jenny Webster, and you're from
Pennsylvania.
And she's, I guess without using too many choice words, she is a warrior mom. She's another warrior mom. And I wanted to bring her on the show because I in the day in the life, and we just got kind of in the day in the life because I just gave you the wrong phone number 6 times. We want to know what's going on at Jenny Webster's house.
Well, these kids grow up, which you kind of don't expect to happen because they're going to stay little forever, right? Little and manageable and adorable forever. That's the dream world that you live in, to a degree. I can remember when he was little and thinking, what's it going to be like when he's a teenager?
Yeah.
Right? Looking forward to those years. And it's here now. I almost think that I had it too easy in the beginning, and my wake-up call is here. He's more in the moderate to severe category. I have my hands full, as do many.
I see all of your Facebook posts. You have more than your hands full.
I swear.
I live by your Facebook.
Sometimes I have to put on there, like, I'm really not suicidal or homicidal today. I'm just saying. That is my place to vent, But it's bad. And, I had a friend recently who'd put a little vent on her page, and then she apologized. And I'm like, don't apologize.
We should do
my dog's going to start barking.
It's okay. We should do a disclaimer for autism parents. Like, this is, don't take anything on our page personal between like 5 a.m. and midnight.
Right.
And then it rolls over.
And especially the ones between midnight and 5 a.m.
Right.
But yeah, like she apologized, and I'm like, not that I want pity. I don't want pity, but I think we shouldn't hide what it can actually be like, because we do have such an explosion in numbers, and I think the more common portrayal. There was an article recently that said having an autism diagnosis is trendy.
Yeah. No. I absolutely think it's now the easiest prescription to write.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I do think, to a degree, there might be an issue with that. But I also think there are plenty of kids who have the more severe end of things.
Right.
that it's just kind of being ignored. You don't see those kids in the media.
Right.
You know, they're not the cute little adorable kids out there sinking baskets. And, I mean, I don't know, my kid's not a Rain Man. He's not out in Vegas counting cards or whatnot.
Right.
But, you know, he's the boy who...
Although I've asked Joey, you know, who's going to win the game tonight?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, we've all done that. I did.
I'm like,
I dropped some toothpicks and I asked Amari how many. I did. Yeah, I asked him if he can get the
Gavin's
number.
pretty good at remembering things I forget. I mean, he's my navigator in the car. Like he's got this world memorized. He's got a GPS in there, and if I miss my turn, he knows it before I do. He'll go, "Oh no, turn around!"
Oh no!
Like he totally gets it before I realize I've made a wrong turn. But yeah, I mean, it's challenging. He's 6 feet tall.
Oh my!
He's 16.
Wow.
He's 6 feet tall. He has a mustache. He's getting a beard. We've been out in public more lately because I actually pulled him to homeschool, homebound for the rest of the year because OCD has reared its ugly head here at night. And his
we got to get you some
routine,
cannabis to Pennsylvania.
Believe me, I say it every day. Mama needs a bong hit, and Gavin needs a little something too. It's a crime, but it's not legal. You know,
it's a crime, but it's not legal.
I need to fit it into my schedule of things to do because it's really what he needs. And I joke about it, but I say along with you. You know, this is medical. The reason MMJ works is because it is medical. There's glutamate issues in these kids' brains. Yeah. There's real science here. And I really believe it would be very, very helpful for him, and I think it would help with the OCD. I mean, we're not sleeping. We're not sleeping. He gets up several times a night. He has to check all the doors in the house.
Yeah.
He has to constantly ask me where the dog is. Tippy's in Mommy's room. You know, he has to know where everything is, and he does this, and it's several times a night.
I think we need to have Jenny as our regular call-in parent because...
And believe me, I'm trying so hard. I really do swear in real life as much as I do on Facebook. And I'm like trying not to drop any bad words.
You can.
Really?
Well, you just dropped the B word, the bong word.
I did, and that's pretty mild for me.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So no, you know,
I mean, it's tough.
It's very tough.
I don't think anyone should take that as I hate my life. I don't want my kids. You know, that's not the issue. I think people just need to realize, you know, when I'm out in public and I look like I just rolled out of bed and I don't want to talk to you, I don't want to make small talk, I just want to get whatever it was I went out for and get home. You know, pardon my lack of social grace these days because it kind of is a war front right now. Yeah. I mean, we've had much better days, and actually it all kind of went downhill at the beginning of April. Because I remember I was talking to Kelly Peters, and I'd said...
Our other warrior mom.
Yes. I had said to her, you know, everything is going so good. I can't remember the last time we had... You know, last time Mommy had to raise her voice, I haven't had to yell. Which I admit to yelling at times. You know, if you're a parent who never yells, you are incredible. Because on occasion, Mommy yells.
Yeah.
But I'm like, you know, I haven't yelled at the kids. Everything's going well. The supplements he's taken are great.
Yeah.
Gavin has some methylation issues. He can't take methyl donors. He can't have melatonin. It makes him aggressive. Like all these things that help other kids.
Yeah, yeah.
They don't help us.
Yeah, and that's what happened to me, and that's the reason why cannabis became such a effective, safe and effective treatment for Joey. Because Joey, I mean, you would put something in his body, within minutes, he was having facial tics. He was having, you know, seizures, and I was just going, whoa, you know. And so I hear you on that struggle.
Yes. And I mean, it would just be, I need to move to California and just be done with it.
Definitely. I'll start looking now, and if you don't want to look now, you could just come stay with me.
There we go. We'll just move into you have a basement, you'll never hear us down there.
You'll never hear us.
Or an attic, we fit anywhere.
Yeah.
No, I mean, it really, seizures are an issue with Gavin, and he had a second regression.
Yeah.
When he was like 8 or 9, we were doing all the biomed stuff. He seemed to be getting better. Second or third grade, he was still in a regular class most of the time. Mm-hmm. And then he started having grand mals.
Yeah.
And, I missed it at the time, but there was another regression then.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I have a lot of parents as well that call me with their children that have seizures as well. The Unconventional Foundation for Autism has just been reduced down to unconventional because by the time that they have gone through the so-called traditional medications, they're like, where's Joey's mom?
Yeah.
So it's, right now, we are growing the unconventional crowd, the unconventional parents. I mean, we are definitely, and Jenny's definitely an example of the company I keep.
Aw, that means a lot to me. Most people don't admit that. No, I haven't heard of her.
Yeah. Are you also going to the conference?
I'm not going this year, which I am incredibly bummed about.
Yeah, because John F. Kennedy Jr. was speaking, and I'm super, super bummed that I'm not going.
I know. I'm going to make it a goal for next year.
Yeah, I was encouraging.
Yeah, I definitely want to be there next year.
Yeah, and hopefully I will be there with you.
Yeah, I've been hearing too much about it. I want to go too.
Yeah,
it is the place to be. And we joke, we do, but there's a lot of good information. I mean, that doesn't even sum it up to say there's a lot of good information. There's a plethora of fantastic information.
Yeah.
But it's also nice to see your friends.
Yeah.
And to have that little break. And
to be around like minds.
Meet with other parents who are going through the same stuff as you,
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, it definitely gave me a comfort feeling that I had never felt before. I mean, I really feel, like Jenny and Kelly Peters, and they are my extended family. Mm-hmm. And there's not one time that I haven't text or sent a Facebook message or I'm feeling sad today, and they're like, okay, well, let me tell you what I made last night, or let me tell you what we did, and then all of a sudden we're laughing.
Yeah.
And that actually has been, very, very healing for me, and for what I'm going through with my son. And so thank you for just being you, Jenny.
Aw, and thank you for being you, Meiko. Believe me, I'm so, and how I came to know of you, we were already having this discussion, and I think I've told you this from the beginning, but with another parent who kind of stumbled upon how well medicinal marijuana can help. Mm. And somebody posted it on Facebook, a link to your television interview that you did. And I remember sending it to this other autism parent, and I'm like, we got to meet her.
She's just like us.
We got to call her. We got to find her. It's just, you really stepped out there when I think, truth is, there's other parents doing this, mm-hmm. and they cannot come forward.
Yeah.
And for you to be the one to say, okay.
Yeah. Let me take take one for the team.
That takes courage. That takes courage to kind of be like, okay, I'm going to be the face of this because it needs done.
Yeah.
It needs done.
Yeah. And now with the new CDC, we know if they say 1 in 50, it's 1 in 25.
Oh,
right.
Absolutely.
Because my phone does not stop ringing. I have parents who, I actually have a family who's contacted me and said, we're emailing you for the 4th time because you haven't emailed us back. And I'm thinking, oh my God, where am I scheduled? How am I? But I'm like, you can call me on Saturday after 1:30. You can. I'm like, here we go again. But, I made that oath. And I, will never, not pick up the phone.
Well, and, it's, I don't even know if it's only 1 in 25. I wonder just how high it is, because last night I happened to reconnect with 2 people from my Army life 20 years ago. And the one has 2 autistic grandkids, and the one, her son, just got an Asperger's diagnosis.
Wow.
I mean, here was totally coincidental. I reconnect with him on the same evening, and I learned this information on the same evening. And it's like, this isn't good. You know?
Yeah, no, because as I traveled across the country, I realized that there was a mother like me and a child like Joey in every city, state, and town in this country.
Yeah.
And we all had, the common, the elephant in the room was, we're desperate.
Right.
Yeah.
And so we, and it's a tough call. It's really a tough call. But Jenny, we thank you so much for calling. You would have been on the line about 30 minutes. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I mean, didn't she just kind of bring an organic twist?
Double checking the numbers. I'm like, am I dialing these wrong? Is it my phone? Because I live in the boondocks, and it's hard to say what happens with my telephone. But yeah, that's funny.
No, see, you were just supposed to come in at the right time.
There we go.
And
then I'll confess this, if you want to know what's funny. This is how airheaded I am. I thought I was watching the show live. I was watching last week's episode, waiting to call in, thinking that's what was going on today.
Are you sure you don't have a garden?
What's that? No, that's just me of my own self. Yeah, so.
That's classic.
Oh, man.
Well, thank you so much.
This is great. And anytime you want me to call in, let me know.
We will. I'm going to start picking topics just for you.
I'm always full of opinions, and I'm never shutting my mouth. I like to spew those opinions out.
We love her organic deliveries.
Yes, we
do. We love you, Jenny.
Thank you, Jenny, and have a wonderful afternoon.
You ladies, too. Thanks.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Oh, Jenny's awesome.
Yeah.
She's comedy.
Yeah, and you know what? That laughter and that is one of the reasons why I am able to get through my days. Like, I'm able to, Joey will flip out, and then all of a sudden he'll do something, and then, I need to be able to laugh about what's going on, laugh about our life, embrace all of the silly things that happen. I mean, not too long ago, I had written, when I went public, I had written 15 reasons why. It's on Joey's blog, joeysmomsblog.com, but it's 15 reasons or 15 things that I didn't think of, when I went public. And I have this list, which is, my attorney said, oh my God, this is so hilarious, because now, I can't offer my services for Joey's bake sale at school.
Right.
So, they look at me kind of, they're like, really? Doesn't she make the gluten-free, casein-free cannabis brownies?
Hysterical.
So,
hey.
Yeah, it's pretty funny, but you need to laugh at yourself. And as parents, every day is not a serious day.
That's very true. Before we close out, I wanted to let everyone know that I am participating in a fundraiser with CALM, which is CALLM, Calling All Mothers. What Calling All Mothers is a group of mothers of children with behavioral disabilities such as autism and ADHD, or even special needs in general, that demonstrate entrepreneurship, encouragement, support, leadership. And CALM was designed to initiate and motivate mothers to be the best that they are destined to be through Gano Life. And the fundraiser, here, actually, I'm wearing the shirt now, and it says CALM, and at the bottom it says Calling All Mothers. And on the back of the shirt, it says callingallmothers.info, www.callingallmothers.info. That is the website. T-shirts are on sale for $10. T-shirts are on sale for $10. If you would like to support CALM and the CALM movement and raise awareness, you'll get a really cool CALM wristband with your T-shirt order. Shipping fees may apply, and you can contact me at Tiffany at callingallmothers.info. And that's Tiffany, Tiffany, at callingallmothers.info, and place your order. And let's support the CALM movement, because really we are, as CALM mothers, what we stand for is just pretty much embracing your why you're doing what you do, why you won't give up, why you're going to press forward and how you can teach a mother to not lose hope and do the same. That's what we represent through Gano Life. So support calm awareness. And that's going to be our show for today. Thank you, everyone, for listening in to the Urban Autism Network. Everyone have a wonderful and amazing weekend. And, it's Memorial Weekend. It's going to be a lot of eating and barbecues in my backyard and my pool. Yes. Oh, come over.
I just may.
Yeah, seriously. Come. Oh, your dad lives in my neighborhood. You have to come over. Bring your dad.
My dad.
Yeah, bring your dad. But yeah, okay, everyone. Sorry about that. I got really excited. Thank you for listening to the Urban Autism Network. We are signing out. Everyone have an amazing week.
Thank you.